Alright, hello world. Figured I'd do a video here while I'm here at the park. It's a nice, beautiful day. Today, I normally talk about like religion um, or God or, other, mythologies, things like that. So today I decided I'm going to talk about like vitamin supplements and, things you can do that are just basically to better your health, better yourself, and make you a better and healthier person. So first one I wanted to talk about. So a lot of people, well, I grew up with, in high school, I had acne. So acne I see is a big problem in the country. There was a scientist who did studies with UV rays, and he was able to cure people with their acne. So part of that is because sunlight uh, helps your body create vitamin D3. So the first one I want to talk about is vitamin D3. It's super good for you. It's actually not a vitamin, it's a hormone, and it helps regulate the immune system, and it makes you sleep better. It's better than melatonin for sleep. Yeah, and if you have acne, this is a big help. The supplement is good if there's no sunlight, but it's best to get it from the sun. Now, the other thing for acne is fish oil. Now, fish oil is also good for the heart. It's good for your blood vessels. And I'm showing you guys these brands, but you don't have to buy these brands. It's not important. The important thing is that you're getting this stuff. And you can also get this stuff through diet. But depending on the diet, though, a lot of diets don't have the right amounts of certain supplements, so that's why supplementation is sometimes necessary. Now, the third thing for acne, if vitamin D3 and fish oil both aren't working, which they should work, the last thing you can try is zinc. I have zinc citrate here because I've read that it's a highly absorbable form of zinc, and zinc is great for the immune system as well. So if you're just sick, it's really good. The other thing about zinc is that it's you can't have too much, and you can't have too much D3 either. There's fish oil, I'm not too sure, but zinc, no more than 40 milligrams a day, for sure. Otherwise, it can make you sick. If you're looking to get it through natural supplements, if you're looking to get it through your natural diet, the best way to go is oysters have, I think, the highest amount of zinc in nature. Of course, that's an animal, and I think some religions don't allow you to eat shellfish. So the other option would be pumpkin seeds. Pumpkin seeds have the highest amount of zinc for your zinc supplementation. Okay, so now that's it for acne and general health in that section. Now I want to talk about your mood. So food is mood, and so technically the only two things you enjoy are serotonin and dopamine. So serotonin is what makes you happy. Dopamine dopamine makes you feel good too, but it's also like, if you compare it to a car, dopamine is like the gas and serotonin is like the brakes. So, but some people have a deficiency of dopamine, and in that case, I recommend L-tyrosine. Now, what that is it's an amino acid. It's the precursor to dopamine. So once you have this, it converts into dopamine in your body. Now, too much of that can make you aggressive. It's not really good. And honestly, I don't really take that very often. And I don't even take fish oil very often either, or D3, because I like to think I eat enough fish and I get enough sunlight. I take zinc occasionally, but not too much. With L-tyrosine, even less. I take that. if you drink a lot of coffee or you drink a lot of alcohol, L-tyrosine may be good to supplement with, because both of those decrease the amount of dopamine you have. So the other thing is, so some people that are depressed, it's not due to lack of dopamine, it's due to a lack of serotonin. So when it's a lack of serotonin, I recommend 5-HTP. Now what that is it's the precursor to serotonin. It turns into serotonin in the brain. It makes you feel good, makes you feel happy, and it's good. Now, I mean, I'll say this. I don't really take this either, because it's like a shortcut. Yeah, it makes you feel happy and it's like a good reliever, but it's not, to me, it's not the answer. So I'm gonna go over what I believe is the answer next, and that would be niacin. Niacin, now this is a very important one, so you can see. Now this one is not only good for the brain, but it's good for the heart as well. So this one it'll dilate your blood vessels, and one of the side effects is you can turn red and get itchy, but that's called the flush, and it goes away over time. You build a tolerance to it, but you still get the effects of it. So what it does is it makes way for serotonin in the brain. That's why I'm recommending this over 5-HTP, because this is a more natural cure for depression. So this is actually what I believe most of the country needs. Niacin, vitamin B3. Highly recommend it, basically for everyone. It gets rid of what? Pellagra. It's a mood booster. It's also really good for your heart, your cardiovascular system. Actually, when you get that flush, it's helping your blood pump better. It decreases LDL, increases HDL, so it's super good for you. Like, I can't stress this enough. This is one that I actually do take regularly, and I think it's a great overall supplement. I wouldn't go anywhere without it. Not gonna lie to you. Also, if you're getting rid of, for example, Bill, the founder of Alcoholics Anonymous, he had depression. Dr. Abram Hoffer, who wrote the book Niacin, the Real Story, which I recommend you read, he gave Bill some niacin, and that was the end of his depression. Also, there was this, it's good for people with bipolar disorder or schizophrenia, depression, anxiety, and everyone has anxiety in this country, so niacin can really help out a lot of people. And depression is a big thing as well, because I heard suicide was the real pandemic. So I can't stress this enough, guys. And niacin is one that it's very hard to get enough of it from your diet. So 500 milligrams is a good dose. Starting out, 250 milligrams is probably better. It builds itself a tolerance, work your way up to a gram. There was a lady, she had depression, and she wouldn't talk to her family. She was in the corner, and then she started taking, it was about 11 grams of niacin. She was suddenly happy, and she was talking to her family again. Then they went to the doctor, and the doctor said, oh, maybe she shouldn't be taking so many of those vitamins. So they got her off the vitamins, and then right after that, she was depressed again in the corner, and she wasn't talking anymore. So it's just some true stories for you guys. Now, since I also started talking about the heart, I'm going to keep talking about the heart. Another great thing for the heart. Well, I have this one. It's called Lipid Stable by Molecular Nutrition. You don't need this brand. I'm just going to tell you what it has inside of it. And the big ones are green tea extract, garlic extract. It has niacin in it as well, in a different form, N-acetylhexanicotinate. It says hexanicotinate because nicotine is actually structurally similar to niacin. That's why. So they changed the name to niacin from nicotinamide or niacinamide in the 1900s because it sounded too much like nicotine. Because whenever someone who craves cigarettes and that nicotine, what they need is that they actually need niacin. What it is a vitamin B3 deficiency. Niacin is vitamin B3. So yeah, honestly, everyone taking niacin could get rid of cigarette addictions, and it could get rid of alcohol addictions, as well as depression and anxiety, and actually even marijuana addictions as well, because a lot of people use that as a treatment for anxiety. So now, so basically, it's not just niacin, but green tea. Green tea is the healthiest beverage on the planet, according to some sources, and garlic is super good for the heart. And you can just eat raw garlic by itself. Like, you don't really need this supplement. It's just what's inside of it. The ingredients that it has are like super valuable. Yeah, green tea, garlic, niacin, super good for the heart. The other one I wanted to talk about today is, actually, I do not really recommend this one a lot because I love animals. But this is grass-fed beef heart. Now, this is one that I've only recently started trying out. It is, of course, effects like, so if you're having like heart trouble, of course it will help with the heart. I recommend, plant-based over animal products, definitely. And if the need is great, this is a third option that you can resort to. Now the next thing I wanted to talk about is the liver. So the liver is the fastest healing organ in the body, and actually beef liver, which I have that here as well, beef liver is actually the healthiest food on the planet. Actually, oysters would be number 2, but liver actually has a lot of nutrients in it. And again, I love animals, so that's why I don't super recommend it. This is another one I just started taking recently, but it's there, it exists if you really need it. Now, the one thing that it is good for the liver that doesn't hurt animals but is just made of plants is this one, Liver Care by Himalaya. Now, this is, if you look at the ingredients, it's a bunch of different herbs and plants like chicory seed, yarrow, caperbush, chicory, caperbush, black nightshade, argina, yarrow, black nightshade, tamarisk. Basically, it has a bunch of stuff in it that, I mean, honestly, I'd never heard of before this supplement. I know it really works. There's another supplement by the same brand called Live 52, and they actually did a study with that vitamin, and what they found out is that it was able to get rid of cirrhosis of the liver within 30 days. This is an actual study that you can look up and do your research on. So yeah, if you're having liver trouble or just quit alcohol, it's a highly recommended supplement. Now, the last bottle I have here is raw calcium, and this isn't one I really take. I should probably take it more. It's derived from like algae and different plants. But honestly, years ago I found another supplement. I can't seem to find it anymore, but it contained tricalcium phosphate. I believe that's correct. And the reason that is because it's good for the bones. I mean, I guess you could also take a bone marrow supplement or something like that. There's different ways to get your calcium, but yeah, this just happens to be the one that I have. But I highly recommend tricalcium phosphate because that's what your bones are made out of. So they're not made out of calcium carbonate. If you buy calcium carbonate, what's going to end up happening is you're going to deplete your phosphorus levels in your body. So it's bad to increase calcium without increasing phosphorus as well. So having tricalcium phosphate is a good way to balance both of them in your system, so that and also your bones won't absorb the calcium properly if you do not have vitamin D3. D3 helps it go into the bones, and then there's another one I do not have here today called vitamin K2, and K2 tells the bones, tells the calcium where to go. And that one I think is in very few foods. So you can do your research on those as well. All right, that's pretty much it. I do have some honorable mentions. If you have low testosterone, or let's say you were on testosterone replacement therapy and you just got off of it and you don't want to do it anymore, or you're doing, I don't know, or maybe you're just really looking for a testosterone booster. I've tried like 7 or more different herbal testosterone boosters, and I want to say they pretty much all work to different degrees and levels, but the best one out of all of them is D-aspartic acid. Now, this is a non-essential amino acid, and they actually did do some studies on this to prove that it was really effective. And when I personally tried it, I will say that I could feel the difference. It was the best out of all the other testosterone boosters. If you want to increase your testosterone levels, nothing's probably better than testosterone replacement therapy, but that's a whole nother story, another video. That's something you got to talk to a doctor about and get your blood work drawn. That's different. But as for stuff you can buy online or at your vitamin shop, D-aspartic acid, that's where you go. And also the other honorable mention I have is for your brain, lion's mane. So this is a mushroom technically, and what it is though is it's super special because what it does is it helps grow new brain cells or regrow old ones that were dead. So basically it heals your brain, and it's one that I highly recommend for everyone. Of course there's other species that do similar things, but that's really at the top of the list. All right, so all these combined, or at least a couple of them, I'm sure will help you in your life, and I hope this video helps a lot of people. I feel like not just this country, but the whole world could benefit from this knowledge. So I'm putting it out there, and all right, hope somebody sees this and gets some value of it. All right, peace.